final episode of A Recipe of Information, and today we are looking at apps to see if they can help us find ways to eat healthier and provide us with healthy recipes. Let's get started. I am going into the App Store because I have an iPhone. It will open up here. I'm going down to the lower right-hand corner where it says search, and I'm typing in healthy recipes. A lot of these apps are free, but then you have this little area underneath where it says in-app purchases. That means that the app itself might be free, but you might need a subscription to the program in order to have full availability. However, some apps, perhaps like the Food Network Kitchen, you can download that app and get part of the experience without having to pay. It's always good to look at stars. Like this one has a full set of stars and 474,000 reviews, so it might be worth downloading just to see what is available. Another one that is only partially free is Mealime. This one you can build your own meal plan, and some of them you can see say Pro at the top of the recipe. For those ones you have to subscribe, but all of the ones that don't have that, you have access to. That I found that is completely free is called Spark Recipes. It's kind of neat because you can go to the browse part and choose different things like dietary needs or categories. So you can look for things that are just vegetarian and it will give you options, but it is free, so that's why you see advertisements popping up. Using the Spark Recipes app, I'm going to be making these no-flour peanut butter cookies because they are gluten-free. I myself am not gluten-free, but I do have quite a few friends, and it would be nice to be able to bake for them. So they're not necessarily good for you, but they do have that gluten-free aspect that people might be looking for. I'm going to start the gluten-free peanut butter cookies, and there is only peanut butter, egg, sugar, and vanilla. I am not confident in this, but 2 different apps told me that I could make peanut butter gluten-free cookies this way, so we'll see what happens. Everything is in the bowl. I just have to stir it up. I want to mention, when it comes to healthy, this has a lot of sugar. A lot of sugar. In fact, it's 1/3 sugar. So if you're trying to get rid of sugars and be gluten-free, this is not for you because of all of the sugar. So my biggest fear was that it was going to be too wet, and it's definitely really a wet batter. But I'm going to try and get it out and onto the pan, and it just might be messy. I just made the crisscross pattern with a fork like the recipe said. It looks pretty abstract because of how sticky the batter was. I think I probably could have sprayed cooking spray on the fork and it wouldn't have stuck as much, but that's not what the app said to do, so we've got these little masterpieces for the oven. They look like cookies. And I mean, they're going to taste good because they're peanut butter and sugar. So really, the last challenge is seeing if they get off of the pan without sticking and crumbling. I'm a little afraid. They deflated pretty quickly after leaving the oven. So they're pretty flat and they're a little floppy, but I just ate one and they're super good. Very sweet, which makes sense because there's no flour. But even if you're not gluten-free, because of the few ingredients, it's really nice to know how to do just for those days when you want something sweet. When I went into the researching process, I did not think I was going to like apps. In my head, they've always just been like the internet but fancier. But what I found was significant. A huge pro is the way that apps organize information. They make searching and filtering very easy, which can be nice when you're trying to follow a diet. Another pro is the extras that a lot of apps come with, like meal planning and exercises and adding to shopping lists. So I really enjoyed the app experience. The pros were legit. The first con I can think of is that apps are not accessible to everyone. You need either a tablet or a smartphone to access them.
Another problem is that free means a lot of different things. That means that either you have to subscribe for the full version where you might have to pay, or you might get half of the app available. There's not a lot of consistency what free means when it comes to apps. The last problem was when something was completely free, there's advertisements that pop up every few seconds that you have to close out of. So apps aren't perfect, never said they were, but they were fun to play around with. It was a different experience that I didn't get from the other sources. Thank you so much for watching this series, and if you have a favorite resource for finding healthy recipes, let us know.